Welcome students, happy morning to all. This is the first lecture in classical mechanics. The first topic we are going to discuss is mechanics of a particle and system of particles. Before going to the topic, we should know what is mechanics. Mechanics is nothing but the study of motion of physical bodies. So there are in the UG classes you may be known about two branches of mechanics. One is statics and another one is dynamics. Statics is nothing but how long the object will remain as it is. For example, if a ship is tied to a rope in the seashore, then it should lay there itself. The ships should not move. So that is an example for statics. So here we are going to deal with classical mechanics. First we should know, the first question you are going to write is, no need to write this as it is. First you write the heading, then you write what is mechanics. So the answer for this is, mechanics is the study of motion of physical bodies. So we have to take physical bodies. The possible and actual motion of physical bodies, whether large, sometimes the physical bodies may be large in the case of celestial bodies like the earth, planets like earth, moon and all, or small. For example, if you read about the atoms and all, it may be very small. So in either cases we can discuss in classical mechanics, fall under the domain of mechanics. It can be either large or small. The motion of celestial bodies, planets, stars, etc., path of an arterial shell or of a space satellite. A satellite, this is a space satellite, SPAC, space satellite sent from the earth to a planet, are among this its problems. So 2 is the analysis of the structure of an atom. So for small you have to take atom, for big you have to take, very large you have to take celestial bodies by way of motion of the particles constituting it. So from here to here you have to write the definition for mechanics. Now we have moved on to the classical mechanics definition. So the second question is, what is classical mechanics? From here to here you have to write. So classical mechanics today has come into wide use to denote that part of mechanics where the objects in questions are neither too big, it is big, so that a close agreement between theory and experiment is describable. So even though it is big, we will denote the heavenly bodies as a small point only. We will be taking the particles as a single point, not too small interacting objects, more precisely system of atomic scale. So neither too big or small, we will be denoting it as a single point. So this is the definition for classical mechanics. So even though if you are asked the definition for classical mechanics, you have to write the definition of mechanics, then only you have to write the definition of classical mechanics. Being a PG student, you have to write a lot, then only you can able to score maximum marks. So these are the two definitions we have seen. Then we will be moving into conservation principle laws. So this is a very important 5-mark question. What are the laws of conservation? Or so the question can be, what are the laws of conservation, or what are the conservation principles? So conservation is nothing but constant. The particle should not move. It should be in a constant position. So what we will do to it will be in a constant position. So if there is a table here, and if I apply a force here, the table move this side. But here the particle should be conserved. So the same force, if I apply this side, if the force applied here is F vector, the same force if I apply this side in the opposite direction, then the table will not move. So that is the constantness. The particle should be in a constant, it should not move. So that is the conservation. The word conservation applies in the sense of constantness, when some characteristics of the motion of the particle remain constant in time. So it should be constant in time. That is the definition for conservation. So from here to here you have to write what is conservation. So that is the answer. In our physical world there exist a number of conservation principles or laws. Some exact and some approximate. There are so many laws for conservation, for conserving the system. So there are conservation laws relating to energy. So what are the laws of conservation we are going to see is conservation of energy, conservation of linear momentum, conservation of angular momentum. So linear momentum is nothing but moving a particle in a single line. It is a linear momentum. So moving a particle around a circle, it is an angular momentum. Then what you should know before going into the rules and all, first we should know displacement. Displacement is nothing but it is denoted by r vector. R vector is called the position vector. Displacement is nothing but if you move a particle from one position to another position, then this difference between A and B is called the position vector r vector. It is the displacement. So r vector is equal to AB vector. Sometimes the initial position is denoted by O vector. So this is the displacement. Sometimes you will denote the initial position. From here I am moving there. So this is O vector and this is A vector. And R vector can also be written as OA vector. OA vector. So this is the displacement. Then you should know what is velocity. These are and all you will be studied in the lower classes, but just I am recalling it. Velocity is nothing but the rate of change of displacement. That is dr vector by dt. If you differentiate the displacement once, then you get the velocity. This is v vector, this is r vector, okay. So rate of change of displacement is called the velocity. Then you should know what is acceleration. Acceleration is nothing but the rate of change of velocity. That is dv vector by dt. It is called the acceleration. Please write these notes in a pencil, because these are all you have to study it in the lower classes. We are just recalling it. Acceleration is nothing but the rate of change of velocity. Or otherwise, here you can substitute d by dt. Instead of velocity, we know that velocity is nothing but the rate of change of displacement. So we can substitute instead of v vector, dr vector by dt. So if you differentiate the displacement twice, also, you will be getting velocity. These concepts will be used in the problems. So that only I am recalling here, which is equal to d square. Since you have to differentiate two times, you have to write d square r vector by dt square. So this is also called as the acceleration. So displacement is nothing but the movement of an object from one place to another place. It is denoted by r vector, and if you differentiate displacement once, you will be getting velocity. If you differentiate displacement twice, you will be getting acceleration. Then you should know what is linear momentum. Momentum is denoted by the letter P. And mass of the particle is always denoted by m. And the value of the momentum is mass into velocity. This is a very important concept you should know. Momentum is nothing but mass into velocity. If you have direction, then you have to put vectors here. P vector is equal to m into v vector, because mass is a scalar quantity, velocity and momentum are the vector quantities. P vector is equal to m into v vector. Then force. This is a very important concept. Newton's second law. According to the Newton's second law, force is equal to ma. Ma is nothing but mass into acceleration. force is equal to mass into acceleration. Acceleration is a vector quantity, so you have to put the arrow mark. Now we are going to read a very important 5-mark question. What are the conservation principles? So conservation law proved to be very powerful tool in solving mechanical problems. We can able to solve so many mechanical problems using this conservation laws. But we are going to see what are the 4 laws in conservation. Conservation law are independent of the details of the trajectory. Trajectory is nothing but the path traced by a particle. If you put a ball from the top, then the path is like this. If you throw the ball, then the path will be like this, like a parabola. So this is a straight line. So the path traced by a particle is independent. It can be any path and often of the details of a particular force. The laws are therefore a way of stating very general and significant consequence of equations of motion. Conservation law assures as many times that some aspects of motion are impossible and must be left out. So some motion of the particle cannot be taken into consideration because it may take very fastly. So we can't able to predict the path. So that can be neglected. The second law is conservation law have an intimate relation with invariance. There failure in certain cases may result in the discovery of new and not yet understood phenomena. So what are the new discoveries we are finding? We can't able to predict it. So these also can be left. What are the things we are going to left? We are going to study. Conservation law tells us a great deal about the motion, even if forces are. So even if I don't know the forces what are going to be acted in the particle exactly, I can in advance I can't able to predict what are the forces will be act exactly. I can't know in advance before the motion of the particle takes place, even though I can use the conservative law. Even when the force is known exactly, a conservation law may provide a convenient method of solving motion of the particle and particle system. If you don't know in advance also, conservation law can be applied. If you know in advance also, equation of motion can be solved in an easy manner. We exploit them in many ways to achieve this end. So to achieve the conservation, we may be exploiting many ways. So these are the laws of conservation. Happy learning, enjoy learning. Thank you, students.